Hey Sugar Snaps, in today's video I want to use basket weaving techniques to refurbish an antique chair. These are the two chairs that I want to refinish. The seats are actually pretty cool. I do like the material that they're made out of, and I think they look kind of cool, but they definitely don't make our guests feel very comfortable, and we really value making people feel welcome and comfortable when they come into our home. And so these chairs have been a source of contention and disappointment, because when we need lots of chairs, these ones don't work well for us. So they end up getting shoved off to the side, or Jordan and I end up using them because nobody else wants to sit in them. I mean, they do look very fragile and like they're going to just collapse under you, so I totally understand. All of those reasons are why I am going to refinish these seats, and of course, being a rattan basket weaver, I have lots of that material, so I decided to use that for the chair seats. I'm going to use 1/2 inch wide flat reed to do the weaving, and I found a tutorial. I'll link it up here and in the description below on how to do this, and it's a very helpful tutorial, so check it out if you're interested in doing this project yourself. For now, let's dive into removing the current chair seat and starting to prep for the warp, or the initial wraps of reed around the seat frame. So what we have for the seat frame here are the back and the front bars, which are actually lower than the side bars. And so as I start to warp, I'm going to warp from the front to the back, and then the weft that I weave in will go from side to side. And I am going to work in a continuous weave, warp and weave pattern, so this will get woven in. I haven't decided if I'm going to do plain weave or something different. The tutorial I watched was a type of twill or herringbone, so still have that decision to make. I do want to save the original seat woven structure and maybe frame it, because I'm pretty sure it's sinew or muscle fiber that they used originally to weave this, and that's pretty historic and kind of cool. I feel really bad taking this off, and some of you are probably going to yell at me in the comments for doing this, but we don't use them this way, and I don't really have space for a museum, so here goes. I'm going to start with this one because the chair seat already is broken. This piece is loose, so I'm going to take that off. I think the best way to do this is to clip the sides and take it off from the sides rather than unweaving it. And I'm hoping I can then just lift it off and pin it onto a cloth background or something, and then I can frame that and hang that in the studio or somewhere, just to save this material and the structure that it was originally woven in. I think that would be a cool piece of artwork. I got the seat off. I've set it on some foam to make sure that it doesn't come undone while I'm working on the seat. And as I'm assessing this chair, it needs some sanding. So I am going to start on that. So far, we're making pretty good progress. I didn't actually intend to do a full sanding of the chair before I did the seat, but as I took the original seat off, I noticed that the texture of the previous stain was really bubbly and rough and was starting to crack in places. So it was kind of, I don't know, it was more on the surface than in the wood like a typical stain would be. So I went in with a rough sandpaper and sanded it all down by hand, which took a very long time. and then went over it with a finer grit sandpaper to work out all of the roughness that I had caused. Now it is ready, I think, to weave the chair. I think my order of operations will be weave the chair seat and then go over the whole chair and the seat at the same time with a stain and a sealer to just finish it off and have it be nice and pristine. I got the warp on. There's a little bit of space in between because the front bar is wider than the back bar, but I'm going to be able to fill that in later as I get the weft woven. So I'll get to that. Now I need to test out the foam and start weaving. Well, that's a wrap for my chair project. It turned out gorgeous beyond anything that I could have imagined. I'm really happy with it. I did not get to the second one because the sanding and weaving took longer than I expected. So that is still on my bucket list, to-do list. But the first one is done and very inspiring, so I'm hoping to do the second one to match. Anyway, check out the description below for materials, and if you're interested in doing your own chair project and you happen to have an antique chair like I do, check out Textile Indie, our shop. We have all of the materials to get you started. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy making. Bye.